You're listening to Chatcast with your host, Tracee Dunblazier, the award-winning podcast that features interviews with luminaries of the mind-body-spirit marketplace. You'll hear from book authors and publishers, store owners and product creators, filmmakers, musicians, and many more, who'll all share insight and wisdom to help open your eyes to new creative possibilities. If you fancy yourself as a visionary thinker, then Chatcast is the place for you. Now, here's your host, spiritual empath, shaman, and best-selling author, Tracee Dunblazier.
Welcome to Chatcast. This is our last fabulous broadcast for the day. We are doing a special series in celebration of the launch of, oh, good God. There we go. La, 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 la. Oracle of the InBetween. It's my new deck with Yasmeen Westwood. And we have been here since 9 a.m. this morning. We've spoken with some fantastic people. We've done 7 collective readings, or like 7 readings for the collective, which I'm going to cull through those and make a little video of that just on its own. But the Oracle of the In-Between is meant to help unlock the in-between realms for you. Whatever that means for you, this deck is about that. It's meant to unlock some of your own images and your own experience and expression. And as our grand finale of the day, I just had 5 thoughts all hit at the same time. So I think I'm going to, just so you know, right now, Amazon told me that we sold 90,000 decks. So they're not shipping anymore. Anyway, I don't know that that's true, but challenge received and challenge accepted. But buy small. Buy your deck. You know, we're going to be talking about this deck. We're going to do some readings for it. I'm going to put, I'm putting links. Oh, goodness. Hello. I'm going to put some links up here as soon as we get some comments going. And just know that if you go to Amazon, don't worry about it. Just go somewhere else and order it up. It should, the problem should be fixed by Monday. So you should be able to order it there if that's what you want to do on Monday. Anyway, but thank you so much for being here. We are so excited. I have 2 special guests to introduce today to you. My first guest is Andi Rosenau. She is a publisher at Sacred Dragon Publishing. She also is the operator, I want to say the COO of the Sedona Ascension Retreat. She is one of the directors. I know your title. She'll tell us, she'll correct me. But the Sedona Ascension Retreat, which is coming up in March. And she's one special lady. So welcome, Andi. Hello. Oh my God, I can't hear you again. So while we're dealing with that, that is so funny. Here, we're gonna put you there. My next guest is Anne Marie McCormick of Sixth Sense Connection. She has a deck called Sixth of that same name, and she's also got a book, a fantastic Psychic 101 book. That's not the exact title. She'll give us the exact title, but it is a fantastic book. I really loved it when I read it, and it's great if you are wanting to really reorganize your mind in the 4th and 5th dimension. I don't know, Christina, but we're gonna ask the Oracle deck that. So let's go ahead and invite Anne Marie in. Here she is. Welcome.
Well, hi there. Are you having a great day today?
It is something special. There's flashing and moving and sound and oh my good God.
Anybody would think that Mercury was retrograde.
Exactly. Or there are major solar flares or something is going on. Okay, so can we hear you yet?
Let's give it a try.
Ooh!
I heard
versus machine. We won. We won.
Oh, exactly. Oh my God. So our first question of the day is, what's up with the internet, people?
What's up with the internet? Well, let's find out what's up with the
find
internet.
out. So everybody pull a deck, card from your deck. Oh my goodness. So how have you been doing with the deck, Anne-Marie? Have you enjoyed? I know you haven't had yours for two. Oh, interesting.
Oh,
How is your
deliverance?
Oh, I love that. Thank God. Well, that's
Right.
very interesting.
What I did was, because I didn't think it was going to arrive on time, I spent a couple of hours last night meditating on the book and writing down some notes about what I felt and what was coming through. And then I spent 4:30 this morning. I woke up and I thought, might as well go to the office and meditate on Tracee's deck. So from 4:30 to 7 a.m. I was meditating on the deck to see what came through. And then finally, 2 o'clock this afternoon, something like that, it arrived. So I opened it up and it was like, wow. So I started playing with it and asking it questions and doing all kinds of stuff. Instead of the stuff I was supposed to do, I devoted the afternoon to your deck.
Well, thank you so much. Because 90,000 people are going to have that, and they're going to
90,001 people, because I want the extra one.
So, well, before we get into our cards that we pulled, so that's a lot of meditation time.
Yes.
So what pulled your interest, or what images came through for you?
Oh, I wrote something about all of them, because that's what I do when I get a new deck. I meditate on it, I look at the images, and I see what comes to my mind, not necessarily what comes to the author's mind, because I always think the author's mind is suggestions based on what they picked up when they wrote their stuff, like I did when I wrote my stuff. And then I just said, okay, what comes to me? So I just wrote all my notes down. So I have notes on all 48 cards.
Okay. There's your show, Tracee.
Give us the top two highlights, like the ones that really impacted you, that like the first ones that come to your mind.
Well, let's talk about the bear first of all. Card number 1, the bear. Okay.
Emergence. So
I just felt like it was time to boldly roar, be who you are, step into your own magnificence.
Yes.
And be strong and take that center stage and own it. It's your time to shine, regardless of what's going on around you. Just let go of all that crap. Just move into your own magnificence, be the bear. If they're going to get in your way, just roar to move them out of the way.
Okay.
Just be who you're going to be. Yeah. It's me. I'm here. I've arrived. That's what I felt with that card.
Okay.
Now,
this is it.
Yes, that's the card. That is the card. It's me. I'm here. I've arrived. And if you are going to get in my way, then you're going to see the prickly side of me.
Okay.
And if you're not going to get in my way, great. Let's all climb aboard this train. We're moving. We're moving on. We're getting on with things. That's what I felt with that card. Yeah.
I love it.
So pick another one and I'll tell you what I felt about that one.
How about here? How about structure? That was the first card that I just pulled.
Structure. Now that was an interesting card because it's a picture of a male from memory. Yes. What number is that one? Because I wrote them down.
33.
Number 33. Now, what I felt about that was it's a shame it's a male because men have always dominated the world. And I felt it's time for a woman to dominate the world. It's time for people to be equal. And we don't need men to bring a structure. We need to be good with ourselves and we need to be okay. And we need to break down the traditions of, men are more logical, women are emotional. That those were the types of feelings I was getting from that card. It's all outdated stuff. It's all 3-dimensional stuff. And
just so you know, this guy is a god. He is in the Ifa, the African pantheon of Ifa. He is Ogun, the man of iron, and so he
Oh.
represents the element of iron.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's less about the fact that he's a man and more about the fact that the iron is one of the things that create structure in our life, and so the card is about structure.
Okay. Well, for those that, I mean, I have read a little about Ifa. I did read a couple of books about that a few years ago. But I just felt like, to me, intuitively, if I didn't know, and I didn't know that that's who he was, that it just meant that, you know, men are in charge, and I'm fed up of men being in charge. I just feel like it should be equal rights for everybody.
Yes, it is. Well, then let's before we move, we'll do one more card. So this. Okay, where did she go? It's I'm going to show card number 35, leadership, which is she's our priestess counterpart.
Yes. But in order to lead others, you have to accept your own divinity. You have to accept that every mistake that you have made has led you to the person you are today. And without those mistakes, you wouldn't be who you are, you know? Right. We all have to own the mistakes. We can't feel guilty about them, because if it was meant to be another way, it would have been another way. So everything happened exactly how it was. And that is a gorgeous photograph. It really is. It's absolutely gorgeous. I think it's a photograph that's got artwork around it, but it's absolutely beautifully stunning. That says, yes, I am the queen. So don't mess with me. I'm okay. I've made all my mistakes. I just need to own it. I need to validate myself and move forward.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Well, that's beautiful. So everybody picked a card for what the hell is going on with the internet.
I just wanted to chime in. You had asked about like when we first kind of started interacting with the cards, you know, kind of what stood out for us. And I just wanted to chime in that what really stood out for me was that the cards really inspired an inner journey, kind of along the lines of what Anne Marie is saying. Like the you know, information, you know, in the booklet and the author's thoughts, definitely a suggestion and kind of in that direction. But it's kind of interesting every time I play with the cards or, you know, go to them, it takes me on an unexpected inner journey. So somehow they're very powerful about sparking up, you know, like your own reaction, what's there for you. And I haven't really experienced that with most of the other decks I've worked with. So yeah, kudos to you for finding that beautiful balance where it really, you know, gives you space to have your own experience with them.
Yeah. Right. I love that. Just she says, laughing my ass off. That wasn't a serious question, Tracee.
But hey, Andy, that's right on. That's exactly what I felt too. I felt like, you know, it would help us all with our inner journeys, decide where we're at any given point in time and decide where we're at today. And then we know where we need to move on to.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But I do think there is some value in the question.
Cards, so interesting. My response to that, and we'll read each one and then the line of them together, but structure. And so I'm wondering if there is some major Alex was saying that in Omaha, they're laying new fiber optic cable in the entire city of Omaha. So like they're doing it in sections, but there is major structure, internet structure that's going on, that they're redoing things in certain areas. So because it's been an issue. I've talked to people all over the country and in Scotland today, and Scotland was good, but the rest of us
the rest of us are screwed, let me tell you.
There's been these flashing and all kinds of stuff. Anyway, so I'm wondering if that's a part of it, is there's a restructuring happening.
Well, I tried to contact my shaman this morning. I mean, I'm a shaman, but my senior shaman. I was calling him about arrangements that we have for tomorrow, and I could not get through. I ended up sending his husband a message on Facebook, you know, and it was still, you know, he called me back around 3:30 this afternoon, and I started at 8 this morning.
Oh my goodness. Yes. So which card did you pull for the internet? Did you freeze? I think she froze.
Okay, we'll pop over to me.
No, we're gonna pop over to you.
So I pulled momentum. And
Interesting.
yes, and I thought that's really interesting because to me, it kind of suggested two ways of looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
One is the momentum of what is.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of the patterns and processes, as you kind of talked about, pushing forward,
Mm-hmm.
and also the idea of change and a momentum that is gaining speed, gaining infrastructure
Yes.
that gives us maybe
Mm-hmm.
something more than just the internet that we know as a way of communicating.
Right.
That's kind of what really spoke to me, because just like the things you're pointing to, it's intermittent. There's so much. I mean, with the solar flares or whatever you understand about all the cosmic activity, the astrological activity, all the satellites up there. I mean, I really think that there's, to me, this is kind of possibly pointing to a way in which things are going to improve our way of communicating in ways that we aren't, fully aware of yet.
Yeah, I like it. And so what card did you pull, Anne-Marie?
I pulled Deliverance, and interestingly, it's got a bird in a cage that wants to fly away. So how many of us want to leave the country right now? How many of us have got problems with the internet connection flying off and being in other places? So it could be spiritual interference. It could be things trying to settle down and reorganize themselves.
Yes.
Or it could just be spirit telling us, hey, it's time to reconnect with our angels and our ancestors and our lost loved ones. Stop looking outside ourselves for what's going on in the world. Let's focus on what's going on in our world. Let's deliver us from that.
Yeah.
And create from there, like rather than, like the inside out creation as opposed to allowing the out. Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That makes me think of, instead of giving your power over to other people whom you don't control.
Yeah.
How do you empower yourself, and how do you deliver yourself? Like what is enslaving you in your own mind and your heart and your feel, like your belief systems and your ideals? What is holding you in a place of stasis?
Yeah.
What do you need to be delivered from? And that's I think we should pull another set of cards on what do we need to be delivered from?
What do we need to be delivered from? Ourselves, usually.
Exactly.
Here. Oh, this one just jumped right out at me. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. That's interesting.
That is very interesting. They're all very connected.
Yeah.
Anne-Marie, why don't you start?
Andi, are you starting up? Yeah.
Oh, did you say Andy or Anne?
Oh, I said Anne-Marie.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. There you go. I'm not listening. I'm just so caught up with the cards. I picked up Essence, which is about how you change the vibration when you go into a room, how we can be the light that helps raise others up. And this is a very troubling time. And I think that a lot of light workers or shamans or psychics have all been like, since the election. We've all been worried about what's going to happen and what's going to transpire, which lowers our vibrational energy. We need to keep our vibration high. We need to be the light keeper, the light bringer. We need to say, so what? Let's just be good. Let's just be who we are. Let's just do random acts of kindness and pay it forward wherever we can. And let's not what's going on around us get inside of us, because so many of us, I mean, me included, I let it get inside of me. I started being fearful and panicking, thinking, oh my God, the orange man's in charge. What on earth shall we do? Because, I believe he's Hitler reincarnated. So that's that.
I think that it's powerful. I think a couple of things. I think that think that people need to feel deeply whatever it is that they feel, because the situation is requiring us to go to a new level. And if there is grief in the place of that, then we need to move through that grief. And I think that there's a whole world of people who don't know yet. They don't know the fuckery to come. I think that there are a lot of people who do. They see it. It's not that we're worried about what might happen. We're pretty clear on what's going to happen. So it's really about giving ourselves permission to grieve it.
Yeah.
And then find our center and find our power, because we, this part of the collective is like you said, we're meant to shine a new light in a way for people who are ready to begin being inclusive with their thinking and letting go of the things that they fear.
Yes.
Right. So I got emergence.
Ooh.
So I think that the fact that he's waking up, he has just gotten up. He just has gotten up from his long nap, and he's having some honey, and the sun is out, and the spring breeze. I feel like it's early morning, and the spring breeze has awakened him, and he is, he's preparing.
Yes.
He's not out of his cave yet, but he is preparing.
Right.
So I think that's a good metaphor. Andy, how about you? What card did you get?
So we got visionary.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and that express your vision and manifest your dreams of peace. And I think that's just to me that really resonates, because whether the election thrilled you, and you think the best thing ever happened, or you're in fear, however it is that you're like having this response to that event, or this person who's now in charge, I totally agree with you, Tracee, that feel that. But at the same time, both sides of that are saying my life is either good or bad because of somebody else. My life is good or bad because who's been elected. And really, visionary to me says, hey, I'm taking my power back to be in my centered space.
Yes.
Regardless of what is happening out there. And I think what's really critical about that is the visionary idea that, guess what? What if politics, the external, is becoming less and less powerful as we take back our power to create from our own inner creative strength and power. Right. So, whereas like the world's like this and we're this little dot in it, what if we're actually this, and all that's the little dot inside the world that we're creating with our sovereign creative power. Yes. And, because we've all got friends on both sides, and I'm just kind of looking at them both and going, wow, I'm just kind of like, really? Like that is, so dramatically impacting your life. Well, what about you? Where's your power in all?
Right. Right.
And so kind of funny that I would draw that card.
Yeah, that's perfect. I love it. Does anybody who's watching, we've got all two of you. Does anybody have a question for us today? Feel free to put that in the comments. Oh, and I'm going to put the links.
Yes, please. I don't know. Yeah, if you put the links, then I can put it on my Facebook page, and maybe we'll get a few more hop on.
Let's see. We don't need that. There we go. Backspace. Okay. Enter. Okay, it'll come up in just a moment.
Right.
There we go. So I gave you Canada, UK, and the US, the Amazons for those. If you're here in the US, please buy anywhere. Buy, shop small. I always support the independent people, because we need those are the businesses that are more than 50% of the businesses, and that's the way it's got to be.
Well, Darnie won't let me copy the link now.
Oh, hilarious. So you already answered the question. Who has a favorite card Anybody have a favorite card?
Oh, it's got to be the heart one with the key and the lock and all of that. And the home card. Those two are my favorites so far.
Interesting. I'm going to show you mine. My favorite card. Oh, there you go. Mastery.
Taking back our power.
Yes.
So what about that? What about the image for you is your favorite?
What about the image? I just love the fact that, you know, it kind of relates to the fact that we've got the key. We've always had the key all along. It reminds me of the Wizard of Oz. Click your ruby red slippers. You've always had the key, and you can always unlock the lock, and you can do whatever you choose to do as long as you decide that you're one with everything, and you can just go and do it.
Yes.
You know, there should be nothing standing in your way.
Mm-hmm. How about you, Andy? What do you like about that mastery image?
What I absolutely love about this is the colors green and pink, because you've got that's your heart chakra, and then the green is your heart chakra, and the higher heart is the pink chakra, and then the golden infinity at the crown. And, you know, to me, where we're at in our development as kind of like a species, our evolutionary path is really this moving from here to here and realizing the power of that heart chakra that really is what resonates out, the power of that literally sending out that, you know, those electrons, that electronic pulse from this place, and then having that like infinity loop as the, you know, around the crown of our head in gold. It's infinite possibility.
Yes.
So when this was one of the cards that, and then of course mastery, you know, really learning our sovereign, that we're sovereign creator beings, and mastering that, taking that back, and, you know, kind of looping back to all this chaos that's kind of happening.
Yeah.
I mean, what a better tableau, if you will, for that lesson.
Right.
So yeah, when I first went through the deck, I don't know if this one like actually jumped out or if I just, you know, called it forth, but yeah, this was my favorite.
So this is the calendar, and this is the card Osmosis, and it is an homage to my love of libraries. I love libraries so much, and I feel like whether or not we read the books, we take in the energy and the information of those books when they're in our surroundings. And, you know, I buy books all the time, and I read maybe 1% of them. You know, I read some, I read bits and pieces, but I always end up knowing the information. And that's always been such an interesting aspect of libraries and books, and how telepathically information is transmitted from anything.
Yeah.
So get your calendar. So that's one of my favorites. And then the freedom.
Oh, yes, freedom.
Right. I pointed it out this morning. We have our carousel, and there's the broken pole where the horse has broken free, and he is now doing whatever the hell he or she is doing, whatever the hell she wants, because she's no longer on the carousel. Yeah, so
brilliant artwork, brilliant interpretation of that.
Yeah, Yasmeen really did a great job,
didn't she?
Yeah.
Oh my God, we had so much fun. So what's your favorite card, Anne-Marie?
This is my favorite. Well, I've got two favorite cards. Sorry, I have two. I have this one, which is Beloved, which is all about loving yourself first so that you can love other people and you can get where you want to go and be who you want to be. Because without self-love, you've got nothing. But this has a beautiful heart on it. And, you know, it's got the key in the middle of the heart. So we've always got the key. It's like the ruby red slippers in the Wizard of Oz. Yeah. And then you've got the dream catcher here, you know, to catch your dreams. Just go get them. Go get them. You can do anything you set your mind to do. So this is one of my favorites. And
now I think it's my favorite.
Yeah. And then my other favorite is the home card. But, you know, it's been, to me, it means being comfortable in your own skin, because wherever you are, you should be comfortable in your own home. Yes. And also, I also felt the overwhelming need when I meditated with that card to get rid of all the clutter in my house, because I've got too much clutter.
Nice.
Needed to clear. Not only do I need to keep my mind clear, I need to keep the house clear.
Well, you're welcome.
Thank you.
That has actually been a theme. We've had a couple of conversations about that. Stephen, the editor, was talking about that's what he's been doing.
Yeah.
Since the results of the election, he's like, you know what? I'm just going to make my space safe and joyful for me to be be here and be creative. So purging is so important. I spent the last 3 months purging half of a life of 20 years. So
wow.
Yeah. So it feels good. So keep on it, girl.
Okay, I will. I had the thought, but then I've spent the rest of the day with the cards, so I haven't really taken any action yet.
Love it. Okay, well then I'm sorry for that.
Okay, procrastination is great because I'll always have something to do tomorrow.
Exactly. That is hilarious. Okay, let's do a well, we've kind of this has kind of been one big collective reading, but let's pick another collective out. Go ahead, Andy.
I just want to note your comment here that because I had the same reaction. It says the card library gives me like the Akashic record. Yeah, and that's how I felt when I was engaged with that card initially, and then again when you just showed it.
Interesting.
So, do you have a thought on that?
Well, absolutely. So, I mean, the Akashic records, of course, are the dimensions where everything that our spirit that we contain in our soul, everything that we've ever done, said, experienced, is in that place. And when we think of those, when we think of records, we think of paper, written on paper and books and that kind of thing. But it's Anne Marie, you're so funny. You are funny.
I'm just me.
Well, you're a funny me.
Good.
Yeah. So it's the idea of that we have access. The Akashic records makes it possible for you to have access to anything that's ever happened in life and to pull down that wisdom from it, or that feeling of peace, or that feeling of accomplishment, or that feeling of joy. Mm-hmm. I think the Akashic records are, they have many meanings and they inspire many things for people. For me, I love libraries, and that actual scene was a scene from my childhood. It was my friend Nancy's garage. We would go to the library and we'd each get 10 books because that's how many you could take out at one time. And we would go with our stack of 10 books and sit amongst, these old couches and blankets and these shelves in her garage. They were just packed with her. Everybody in her family was academic. And so they had tons of books. And so just sitting there amongst the books and reading, and it was always dark and cool. And I just loved it. So, yes. Okay, so let's pick one more topic to ask a question on. Anybody have a topic that comes to mind for you? Any of the panel have a question? And by panel, that would be you, Andy, or you, Anne Marie.
I know I'm waiting on Andy because I'm sure she has a really good.
I'm not. I'll defer. There's nothing that's like really jumping out. So go ahead, Anne Marie.
How about what does 2025 bring then?
Okay. And how many cards should we each pull?
3. I think we should pull 3.
Okay.
It's for an entire year.
Okay, one just flew right out. Yes, indeed.
2 flew out for me.
Ooh, bummer. No surprise.
I have a feeling we got similar. Okay. So I got authority.
Yeah.
Right? Do we wear the crown, or do we want to give it to somebody else?
We want to wear the crown.
Yep. And I got power.
Ooh.
Right? So depending on how you handle it, it could all come tumbling down, or it can build you up. And beloved. I thought that's an interesting one, right? Nice. So that is an interesting thing to talk about. This authority card is about you being accountable for yourself first and foremost.
Yes.
Right. And then empowering yourself, recognizing power, and recognizing the power within you, and using it, embracing it. But the beloved, it's I think that in this context, we're talking about how we want to love people, right? And I think that one of the things that it's important to take into consideration is loving other people. You don't have to like other people. You don't have to agree with other people, but you have to allow them to be exactly who they are.
Exactly.
And not try to manage that, right? Yeah. That is a showing of love, and that creates this energy of beloved.
Yeah, it's that concept of universal love versus kind of like what we maybe have another idea about what that is. But yeah, that just universal love. And yeah. I love how you said that you don't have to necessarily like them or invite them over for dinner. But you can love them from afar. And it's still very powerful. Yes. And when you see others in love and through love, it lifts them. Even if it doesn't play out that way in the immediate moment, it's still making an impact, I think.
Absolutely. Well, you're right on. I'm in total agreement with you, Andy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think absolutely. Tracee, yours is spot on too. It really is.
Okay, so, who's next?
Who's next? Are you
I'll
next?
go because mine's like crazy, right? It was just, I was like, really, this is pretty. So I'm going to start with this one.
Oh, suffering.
I got it up
there. You're holding it upside down. There we go.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. Hold it up so we can see. Basically, it's a girl in a white dress, and she is holding herself and crying, and there's a huge lock with a huge key that's hanging over her. And then there's a little, a wise old robin who's waiting for her to process, if you will.
Yeah.
And I mean, how poignant.
Yeah.
Because what I understand from that, or what kind of comes through for me on this, and it looks like you kind of had the same feeling too, Tracee, is the key to awakening.
Yes. Yeah.
Because on the other side, so of course, all of this coming to the surface, and we have to go through, like you said, Tracee, the grieving or whatever the emotions are that get us through that. So from the suffering opens up to the awakening. So very, very poignant, I thought. Yeah. Next one I loved is this one, interdependence.
Ooh.
Right? Which is what you were just saying. If I got it upside down again, no, that works. Right. Yeah. Which goes back to your point of loving each other and how critical it is that we come to that universal love concept. We're all together. We're all in this as one. And again, that idea of kind of minimizing the impact of the messages and the leaders. And what if we just really moved into this idea that we're all one and we're all interconnected? There is no us versus them. We're all just us.
Yeah.
And, that message of the heart. And like I was saying, the Buddha message from the heart, your message, the beloved, your message is the beloved. What if that really is in some ways the antidote to this?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the last one, navigate. And that is so, again, another one to me that's so poignant.
Yeah.
That's our choice point.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of, whatever's going on, how we navigate it, that's the choice point.
Right.
And, you make that choice at every moment, and, no wrong or right here, but just realize that the key to all of this is that navigation and navigating, understanding how much you are navigating a situation, and that's your true freedom.
Yeah.
That's your true choice point. And where are you navigating from? Here, the noise, inner, outer.
Yes.
That, it's your choice, but just realizing that it is a choice.
Absolutely.
Well, that's true. That's a wonderful interpretation, Andy. I really like that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, you're up, Anne-Marie.
All right. The first card I picked was discernment. So it's a case of it doesn't matter what music is playing in the background. The background has nothing to do with us. We choose what we listen to, what we hear, what we assimilate, what we make our own, and what we discard and put to one side. So again, that feels to me like, we're in the world, but we don't have to agree with the popularity. We don't have to agree with what other people say. We just need to be true to ourselves,
Right.
listen to it. In all the right places, and then just do our own thing.
Yes.
Yeah. We don't have to dance to the beat of their music. We dance to the beat of our own. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That makes me think of the concept of a radio, right? Or
Yes.
anything. What are you tuning into? It's all noise out there. It's your choice.
That's right. That's right. It's all noise. Don't listen to it. Only listen to the noise that you want to listen to.
Yeah.
The next card I picked was grace. This is a beautiful card because, sometimes if a swan's mate dies, they just go on being solo. So, if everybody around you is doing one way and you want to swim another way, just keep swimming the way you want to swim. Be true to yourself.
Yeah.
Just don't criticize them. Don't say anything about it. Just be who you are and just come from a place of grace and gratitude and just keep your vibration high.
Yeah.
I think that goes back to like your point, Tracee, that you made with your reading.
Yeah.
Just, hey, what if we just all give each other a whole bunch of grace?
Yes. And then,
how far that would take.
It would. That's all we need to do is give everybody grace and love and light and let them do with it what they want. Because with some people, it'll confuse the heck out of them. It really will. Because, they come from a place of fear. And if we just keep coming from a place of love.
And grace for where they're at with fear.
Yes.
Like, I'm not trying to tell, you just be like,
I'm not trying to tell you what to do or what to think. This is just who I am and where I'm at. And if it doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. I'm okay with that.
Love it.
Yeah. The third card I picked is timeline. Which I thought was very interesting.
Yeah, that is very interesting.
I think a lot of things are going to happen towards the end of next year. And I think a lot of things are going to be, I just get the feeling that there's going to be a lot of change and not necessarily the way in which the powers that be want things to change. I think it will be totally different from what they're imagining. I really do. And this card's got moons on it. So I'd always say, watch your moon cycles, watch the full moon, watch the new moon, watch the quarter moons, watch what happens during those moon phases. Connect in, keep that vibration high. And, things that have happened in the past don't necessarily need to happen again in the future. We can learn from the past. We don't have to repeat our past mistakes. And our past mistakes would be kind of like running for the lifeboats. Let me go, let me go, let me get out of here. That would be a mistake.
Right.
Being at one with yourself and just embracing what's happening and just deciding what is for you and what isn't for you. Because I feel like that there's going to be some revolutionary change and not necessarily the way that the powers that be intend it to be.
Yeah.
I think people are going to be opening the windows. Remember that movie? I'm mad as hell and I ain't going to take it anymore. Remember that movie?
At work or something.
I just feel that there could be that kind of energy coming in towards the third quarter of next year. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Just on the timeline note, what do you think about the concept that, there's trajectories, right? Like that's kind of the interesting part of a timeline is that it's a trajectory. And within that, we're constantly making choices and decisions that shift that trajectory. Yeah. Maybe there's even like multiple trajectories going on.
Yeah.
But kind of embracing that concept as opposed to feeling like things are set. There's like this destiny and we can't avoid it. No, it's a timeline that's moving forward and we're shifting and navigating with it.
Yeah.
Yes. I think that's like, these are amazing cards, Tracee.
Yay. Well, so I think that's a beautiful place to end. Thank you, ladies.
Okay.
Well, actually, what I do want, though, is for Andi, tell us about you, a little about what you do and how people can reach you should they want to do so.
Wonderful. Thank you for that. Yeah, so I'm as Tracee said, I'm the owner of Sacred Dragon Publishing. I publish books by Ascension authors and entrepreneurs. And I'm kind of like a one-stop shop, editing, design, all that. So it's my idea is really a publishing partnership, and we create your book from a space of what I call quantum creativity, which is looking at your book, giving it the highest energetic imprint that we can to then like send it forth into the world. So it's very tailored and a very like kind of personal partnership experience. And then I'm also the event manager for the Sedona Ascension Retreats. And we have our next retreat coming up in March. And this is just a wonderful gathering of various ascension and awakening luminaries to share their stories. There's immersive workshops, there's immersive outdoor journeys. So it's very exciting and one of my passions. And of course, I can't get off this without sharing my passion for creative joy. And I really do feel that that is one way that we really lift our vibration is by, looking for and allowing ourselves to embrace creative joy. And for me, Tracee knows where I'm going with this. That's dance. I absolutely love dance. I'm a hip hop, K-pop dancer, 60 years plus, but I can hang with the best of them.
Yes, you can.
Good for you. Good for you. My name's Anne-Marie, and I'm a psychic medium. I was born this way. I come from a long line of psychics. I can trace it back 7 generations or even more, but that's as far back as it goes. So I grew up in a funky family. Whereas, when you say, I saw this person, they go, oh, yes, what did they say? Not you're crazy, not you're out of your mind, none of that. Right. So because my mom is a psychic medium, my grandmother was a psychic medium, her sister was a psychic medium, my great-grandmother on that side had already passed, but and my aunt was as well. So it was a nurturing environment to be able to nurture my gifts from an early age. When I was 17, 18, I wanted my own tarot cards. My mom said I couldn't have them. So I cut up an old soap powder boxes, big giant soap powder boxes. And I wrote them in Sharpies, and I designed my own deck of cards so I could use them myself. Yeah.
Wow.
And I did them for friends and stuff. And they were like, yay. She used to, the tarot book that she had on the bookcase that I was always drawn to was called The Devil's Picture Book. So, that book and read it and sneak it and read it because it was nothing. It was just a title,
Yeah.
But that's how my fascination with cards started. I've traveled all over the world. I've lived in England. I've lived in Florida. I've lived in Germany. I've lived in Italy, Sicily. I've been there, done that, worn that hat and T-shirt, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. Okay. Wonderful. I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I have fun doing
an author.
I'm an author. Oh, yes, I'm an author.
An award-winning author.
Thank you. I'm an award-winning author. I have my own deck, Sixth Sense Connection Oracle cards, and I have my own book as well. And I can't remember the exact title, Tracee. I'm sorry.
I know. I know. Isn't that awful? I have a copy of it, and it's like Diviners 101 or Divination 101.
Divination 101, how to read tarot and oracle cards intuitively, something like that. It's long.
There you go.
Should have been shorter, but there you go. But it gets right to the point to help you use your intuition and just read between the lines and look at the cards. And I still give readings. My website is sixthsenseconnection.com. It's the number 6, TH, sixthsenseconnection.com. And you can buy stuff from there. You can read lots of blogs. You can hang out. There's lots of free knowledge on there.
Wonderful.
My friends, my psychic sisters call me a spiritual paramedic because they say she's no nonsense. She gets to the point. She just tells you how it is, what you need to do to sort your life out. So that's who I am.
Perfect. Andi, what is your...
thank you. I didn't get it. So my book publishing is sacreddragonpublishing.com and the Ascension Retreat, SedonaAscensionRetreats.com. Thank you.
Publishing. Oops. Here we go. .com. Okay. And Sedona
Ascension Retreats.
Retreat.
It's simple.
Boom.
Boom. Thank you.
Boom. Well, everybody, pick up Please buy calendars for Christmas for all your friends.
I got mine.
Yes, you do. Yay! These are so yummy.
They're gorgeous. Yeah.
You guys can't really see, but over here in the back, let me see if I actually framed the artwork.
Wow.
Oh, cool.
They're 12 by 12, and so they're beautiful in a frame. And so it's limited edition, and I need to sell all of them, and I only have like 6 months to do that. So tell all your friends, let's get rid of
Christmas
these
gifts.
first.
Christmas gifts.
Yes. Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever you do, Kwanzaa. And then, of course, here's Oracle of the In-Between. I put all the links in the comments. And like I said, buy from your favorite vendors.
Yes.
Buy from whatever stores or retailers you love the most, but do that today if you would. And thank you, ladies, so much. It's been such a pleasure.
Oh, it's Tracee. Lots of love. Lovely meeting you, Anne Marie. That was
lovely meeting you too, Andi. Yes. Friend me on Facebook.
I will.
Okay. Take care. Lots of love to you too. Thank you for having me today. It was fun. Bye, Tracee. Bye.
Bye.